Hey, what's up with you good people? This your boy Jonnioe Mack from the Jonnioe Mack Show, bringing you another episode of Quarantine and Chill. Um, just got a couple of things that's been interesting going on since the last time that we spoke. Um, we've seen all of the couple of cruise ships that have pulled in. They got people on and they're getting people off. A couple of earthquakes. Big earthquake happened in California a couple of days ago. Um, I want to talk about Dr. Fauci and the CDC recommending that America should be on full stay-at-home orders, even though we're not. And even the CDC recommending that everybody should be wearing a mask, and the president said he won't be doing that. People spitting in the food and drinks and stuff like that. I think we talked about a little bit of that last time, and people just, they want to spread the Rona. Uh, I want to get into a little bit of Bill Gates and Bill Gates and the rumors, Bill Gates and his wife Melinda Gates and the rumors of vaccinations and that they're trying to take over the world. Are they trying to kill us? And what's going on with Bill Gates? And just talk about even talk about pandemics and other things that we've had in the past. And we got a whole lot of stuff, and even talk about them stimulus checks. So this should be a pretty good show. So without further ado, it's your boy Jonnioe Mack.
Honey,
Yes, dear.
could you please pass me the Grey Poupon?
Is it that time again?
Yes, it's time for the Jonnioe Mack Show. Officially launched in 2018, the Jonnioe Mack Show follows trending topics that are molding both the American and global societies together. We thank you for tuning in as usual, as the topics brought to you today are what you care about the most. Be sure to subscribe on the Jonnioe Mack Spreaker Show, and check your local times and listings on iHeartRadio. And now, without any further ado, we bring you the man himself. Here's Jonnioe Mack.
Listen to the Jonnioe Mack Show, bitch. Listening to the Jonnioe Mack Show, bitch.
Yeah, man. Like I said, we had another episode of Quarantine and Chill. I know a lot of y'all been at home. A lot of us been at home going on almost 2 to 3 weeks. Some of y'all just had a week. Some of y'all just taking a straight vacation. Y'all ain't quarantining or chilling or nothing. Y'all out partying and living a life. Even though pretty much everything is closed down. And there's a lot of people pissed at y'all about that too. I ain't gonna say if I am or if I'm not. I'm just chilling in the house, man. As hard as it may be. I have talked to a couple of different people, and I've heard all of the different theories, and gathered a lot of different opinions from people that I've talked to personally in the medical field. And regardless of if this is a big old hoax or if this is something, whatever, the truth of the matter is there is something that is getting in people and that is causing causing this sickness. There's a reason everything is being shut down. There's 101 million thousand conspiracies as to why. Is it 5G? Is it they're trying to put 5G towers up in the schools so they're locking everybody out? Is the government finna take over and they're finna put us in the martial law? And that's pretty much the it's pretty much the reason why we're even having this show. And again, the name of this show is are the conspiracy theorists right this time? And when I ask that, I say that because for years, and myself being included, for years, years and years and years, there's always been this conspiracy out there that Walmart and the FEMA camps were going to be working together and working in coalition, and they were going to be used to that the Walmarts will be turned into FEMA camps. That'll be the place where all of us will be, and it'll be so many people turned over, and everybody will be stuck. It'll be too many people, and the military will order everybody out of their homes, and everybody will be under surveillance, and you'll be getting chipped, and you'll get the mark of the beast, and and all my life I've always been a conspiracy theorist to a degree. 50% conspiracy, and another 50% is you have to mix it with common sense, because I feel like with anything you got to have a little bit of both to make something complete. To get a complete story or something, I need to see what's going on, and I like to hear the opposite as well to get a full analysis of something. So, with that being said, again, are the conspiracy theorists right this time? I don't know. Um, I know my phone started jumping off the hook um, around the time, really, when the NBA got shut down. That's when I started really getting like a lot of phone calls from people and friends, and people I hadn't probably talked to in a minute or so forth, that have always known me to be um, question a lot of things or think about a lot of things. And like I said, even with the FEMA Walmart conspiracy, I had not really ever thought that was just one that I always thought, like, well, if somebody was to try to take over America, it would be no way to do it. Americans have their guns, and they love their guns, and you'd have to close up the borders, and it'd be so many different things that you'd have to do, that I've always just doubted. Even when I heard those conspiracies, there's a lot of different ones that I'm like, okay, they match up, and but that one was always one that I still kind of just threw out the window. I always just felt like, you're not gonna be able to get. But I always left it out there that it was a way that a possibility that it could possibly happen. Taking a look at a couple of acts that were put into play, especially after 9/11 and the Patriot Acts and so forth. Um, when you read into them, it was a lot of different things that where you could see, or you could at least begin to think you see martial law, or reasons for that they were going to be bringing in martial law, or that they could bring in martial law at any time that they wanted to. I mean, when I say they, I mean whoever the people in charge are. So that had always been a big thing, but then, like I said, that you saw within a minute when this pandemic broke out, everything shut off. I mean, it's been, how long ago were the last NBA game or whatever? What was that? February? It was at the end of February, something like this. So the end of February, and you saw that happen. Then you saw the whole NBA season canceled. You saw this stop. You saw everything basically getting shut off, and everything is shut off now except for essential. And the question is, what is considered truthfully essential? That's like one of the biggest debates, I think, that is going on around America right now. Like, what's essential? What's an essential job? What's an essential worker? What should you do? What should you have? What should you not have? Um, I don't know. So if this is a big conspiracy, what would be the thing that they would be getting out of it? So they've had pandemics, pandemics before. Um, they've had a lot of different pandemics and outbreaks and different things that they've had before. So with that being said, what's to say that this is, the that this is the final pandemic, or this is it? They're gonna lock us up in our homes. They're gonna take us away, take away our guns, and do all of this thing. What would be that, or what would it, as opposed to this thing really being serious? I mean, now crazy part about the crazy part about that, with it being a pandemic, or how serious it could be, or whatever the case may be. The biggest problem um, with that is you don't know which way to take it, and you don't want to underplay it, because there's a lot of people like, man, I'm not worried about it, this and that, and I'm gonna do what I do and go where I gotta go, and I ain't studying everything. Then there's another underlying part of it that you do see. The news. I do talk to people in the medical field and know people in the medical field. And when you talk to them, and and again, this is personally. This ain't going off of news. This ain't going off of TV necessarily. This is people that I know personally. You talk to them and they tell you, "No, this thing is real." But then it makes you still ask another question. Well, how come I could look at the TV, or well, not the TV, but let's say YouTube. I could look at the YouTube screen and I could see um, a guy telling me that going to all the different hospitals, and he goes and all of the hospitals are empty. There's nurses on their phones. Then this guy's in New York. He's going to different hospitals. He's going everywhere, and all of these areas that he's going to are empty. But then I look on the TV and I see the Governor Cuomo of New York, saying that he's out of respirators, and not enough people are going to be able to make it, and he's not doesn't have enough supplies and equipment, and they coming in by this many, and this many thousand died today, and this and that. And I'm like, well, what did they die at a different hospital? These people were going to like each one of the different hospitals that are up there, and it's a lot of them, but they were going to all the main hospitals that we were being told. And you see the tents and stuff, but you weren't seeing any people, like no people, like it was literally just empty. um so when you see stuff like that, it gets confusing as well. So I don't know. When it comes to something like that, the only thing I can best say is to the best thing to do is just to play it safe, especially if you got kids or elders or anybody else around. Just play it safe. Take a minute. Use this time to take a break if you can take a break. I mean, I know you can't really afford to, but if you're forced to, use it to kind of take a break and figure out what else it is that you want to do. Use it to reboot and get back up and get to going, and just do it a different way. Um, there's a lot of different things here. And then they had a earthquake. It was an earthquake in California. It was a couple of nights ago, and it was crazy because I actually had got a friend that stays out in California, an entertainer, and I called him, and the earthquake had happened not too far away from where he was actually at. It happened, like I said, not too far away from where he was at. Let's see, and this was in the LA Times. So, earthquake, this LA Times earthquake, 4.9 strikes near near Palm Springs, and it was followed by aftershocks. It says that a magnitude. See, this was April 3rd at 7:01 p.m. Says that a magnitude 4.9 earthquake was reported Friday night at about 23 miles south of Palm Springs, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. Says the earthquake at 6:53 p.m. occurred 11 miles northeast of Anza, 18 miles southwest of Palm Desert, and 18 miles northwest of Borrego Springs, 23 miles southwest of Indigo, and 36 miles of Temecula. It says the epicenter was in a remote mountainous area where a long strong shaking was recorded, but the closest city was Coachella Valley. Encountered only a light shaking, which can rattle dishes and windows and not only cause damage. I mean, I'm just saying all of this to say it's just it's a lot going on. I think Utah had an earthquake a couple of days ago as well, and I think theirs was pretty bad. A couple of earthquakes have been happening almost around the world since January. If you just even Google earthquakes 2020, and it's been numerous of them, and these are big earthquakes. These are sixes and sevens and eights that have been coming on top of everything else that we're dealing with in the world. Like, you're already worried about shelters in place and martial laws and all this other stuff going on, and then you have to turn around and then you're worried about the ground moving up under you. So there's more shelter. There's more people got to be go. There's more ways to be taken care of. It's just a lot. So what I want to do real quick, I'm gonna take me a quick break, and I want to gather some notes up here. I got a couple of things, like I said, I want to get into, talk a little bit about the cruise ship that finally docked in Florida. There's a 103-year-old veteran that survived the coronavirus. Um, TikTok. TikTok is an app that's became ever. It's already it already was a real popular app. I guess you can get on and lip sync and mimic and from TV shows, movies, dances, and it's kind of cool. I mean, you see it and you've seen the usage of it increase real heavy because everybody's on quarantine, so it's like a million TikTok videos floating around. But when we come back, we're gonna talk. There's a lot of people that don't agree with TikTok, and they don't agree, and I think TikTok might be out of here for good. Um, so what I'm gonna do is I want to get into some music, man. This right here is gonna be some music from my homie Thug Child and his brother Jimmy Bones. They out of Memphis, Tennessee, came from the same neighborhood, Black Haven, BAZ. Um, this one here is called King Bosch. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, straight out the Haven, and they got their music jamming coming out of Memphis, Tennessee. So I'm gonna get into this. I'm gonna get my notes and everything together, and then I want to come back and I'm gonna just chit chat with y'all a little bit more about this whole thing with the coronavirus, and are we under martial law, and are the conspiracy theorists, are they right? Are they finally right? So let's talk about it. Let's get into this Thug Child, and then we'll come back and we'll get into it right here on the Jonnioe Mack Show. Here we go.
Bitch. Listening to the Jonnioe Mack Show, bitch.
King shit, boss shit, getting money and some more. King shit, boss shit. See, I never been a hoe. King shit, boss shit. I'm the king of all thugs. King shit, boss shit. Draping diamonds on you hoes. King shit, boss shit. Getting money and some more. King shit, boss shit. See, I never been a hoe. King shit, boss shit. I'm the king of all thugs. King shit,
listening to the Jonnioe Mack Show, bitch. You listening to the Jonnioe Mack Show, bitch.
Have you ever been pulled over by the police at 4 a.m. drinking after a party? Is your landlord violating your lease? You going through divorce, adoption, or child support? If so, then you need Legal Shield. Legal Shield gives you the law in your pocket through an easy-to-use app for just $20 a month. Always have 24-hour access to an attorney near you. If you need this, email me at macworld2020@gmail.com. That's Macworld, MACKWORLD2020@gmail.com, and put the law in your pocket.
Yo, we back up in this joint.
You listening to the Jonnioe Mack Show, bitch.
Yes, sir, we back. Man. Is it martial law? What's going on? What's happening? Are the conspiracy theorists right? Is this the end? Definitely this is in America that most of us, at least that I know of, have never seen or ever experienced. So what about y'all? Do you think that this virus is, because definitely it changes a lot. It's a lot of businesses closing. It's a lot of, benefits and food stamps and, different things that are being passed around. There's a stimulus check coming. I'm sure if you haven't heard, there's a stimulus check coming for all taxpayers and even people on disability and so forth. $1,200 coming to you if you're a single parent. $2,400 for a family. With two people, a man and a wife, and then it's $500 for each qualifying child, and I think it goes up to $3,400. I believe is how that goes. But anyway, those checks, and they're saying that those checks are coming. That those checks will be coming pretty fast. They say, let me see some. I think I got some here. It says that with the stimulus check, the electronic checks, they should start coming out as early as April the 9th, and they'll be deposited as late as April the 14th. And after that, the paper checks will be sent it out as of April 24th, and then every week after that. So I think it goes with the lower income household people will get the first ones. This is when the paper checks are mailed out. The people making $5,000 to $10,000, $0 to $10,000. Then the next week will be and these are the people that don't have any way of doing electronic or having direct deposit. And I hear that the IRS is doing something where they're setting up something this week to where you'll be able to, if your tax info is different or whatever the case may be, you need a different account or don't have the account that you filed in or whatever, you'll be able to go online and upload that information. I believe that's coming this week from the information that I was given. But again, a lot of different things are being put into place. It's a lot of different, the laws are changed. The laws are changed. Things are, and we don't know when things will go back to being the same. We don't know when things will go back to being the same, but I do have faith. Me personally, I don't think that this is the end all be all. I don't. That don't mean I'm right. Who am I? I'm just a regular person. I don't think it's the end all be all. It's been a lot of different stuff preparing us for it. For the fears of this. The movies like Outbreak and Pandemic and all these different movies that have been coming out. Naturally has us spooked and scared and in fear because we've never seen nothing like this. But at the same time, you can't live in fear. And you got to have some fun. You got to be ready to laugh, and just find a way to get through this thing. Because it's not going to be like this forever. I'm sure of it. And And even if it is, if you've done everything that to your best, um, to avoid it, to avoid any any badness or bad things happening to you, then it's not not nothing else to really worry about. Oh, let me see right here. I think I see right here where they talking about. Let me see something here. So yeah, man, and I don't know a lot of y'all that do the stock market, get into the stocks and buying and sharing the stocks, but I don't know if this is a crazy time to talk about it, but if y'all, I don't know, have y'all seen that the like the cruise stocks are real cheap right now? I mean, I think Carnival right now is $8.18 or something like that right now. Um, might not be a bad time to go and get you a couple of shares. I mean, if you into that kind of thing, if you know anything about the stock market and how that works, right now would be the time that you would buy in. This would be the time you'd buy in. Now, a lot of people that have a lot of stocks and so forth, they're selling a lot of them, and I mean that's understandable. But at the same time, the stock game is almost like the man who could hold the last card. And I know it makes you wonder, well, if you're holding the money, you're never gonna really get it. It's a lot of iffies and so forth to it. But I've seen did a lot of studying on it, and seen a lot of people who've been successful through using the stock market. But it's just like anything else, with good strategic planning and a passion for it, you can figure out a way around it. Um, see here. Now, this was on time.com, where it says that the U.S. is going to stop issuing. The U.S. is going to stop issuing passports except for life or death emergencies. This was in the Time magazine. This was April the 3rd. It says that the U.S. State Department has stopped issuing passports due to the COVID-19 pandemic, with the exceptions of people who have a qualified life or death emergency. So, in a statement published on March 27th, the State Department advised that Americans to avoid all international travel due to the spread of COVID-19 unless someone is experiencing an emergency and they need to travel within 72 hours. Situations that qualify as life or death emergencies include serious illnesses, injuries, and deaths among members of a person's immediate family that requires travel outside the USA. According to the statement, people who need a passport for emergency at this time are required to provide proof of the emergency, such as a death certificate, letter from the hospital or doctor, along with the proof of international travel, like a ticket or a flight itinerary, and a passport application with the supporting documents. It says routine applications or renewal requests for passports that come after March 20th will not receive expedited service, and the State Department has said regular service may also be delayed. So there you go with the conspiracy theories. That's it. I mean, if you don't have a passport right now, you can't really get one. And here's the biggest thing: you're not really going to get out anyway. Canada's locked. The gate to Canada's locked. The Mexico gate's locked. You're not getting out. You're not getting out anyway, unless it's a life or death life or death emergency for you to get the passport. But I don't even think you can even just hop up and board a plane right now anyway to go international. I think it would have to. I think that them same rules I almost follow even just to do the international travel. Some positive news from CBS. Some positive coronavirus news. World War II veteran recovers from the coronavirus just in time for his 104th birthday. So he's 104 years old. So that goes out the window with all of the older people only die, younger people only die, or this and that. No, this guy made it. 104 years old. Said that he's a resilient 104-year-old man who lived throughout the Spanish flu, lived through the Great Depression and World War II. He's now recovered from the coronavirus. His name is William Bill Lapses. He contracted the virus himself at Edward C. Ellsworth Veteran Home in Oregon. And he first started showing symptoms on March the 5th. And he's been isolated in his room. But as of this week, he is considered to be recovered from the COVID-19. Um, Lapsey's recovered just in time for his birthday, his family said on Wednesday, and his family has surprised him in his veterans home with a unique celebration. Since the visitors aren't allowed inside at this time, they had a social distancing party outside, which is awesome. Which is awesome because there's so much news going around about this thing, and so much fear being put out there that if you get it, you're gonna die, you're gonna fall out, and got people coughing and sneezing, um, looking at each other, kind of crazy. Um, it's it's crazy. You know, I don't know. I think they said that the new Corona laws are, I don't know. There's a lot of laws in martial law, so if we are hit with the martial law, I think it would go something like, you know, let me see. Yeah, yeah. I was finna play a little snippet. I couldn't get it to play. Just a little jokey joke to get y'all lightened up a little bit. Let me see here. What else we got? Give me a second. I'm looking through my notes here. Okay, so yeah, so let's talk about TikTok. Let me pull my TikTok thing back up here. So with TikTok, again, I know I've seen a lot of a lot of the videos on social media. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's giving everybody something that they can, I guess, something they can do in this downtime and so forth. Let me see something here. And I've been seeing all the different dances and so forth, but just with that, let me see TikTok. No, it didn't want to pull up it's, uh, when it's daytime to shine. That TikTok was made. Now it says here. Now this was with Fox Business. It said now aside from the potential security risk, says TikTok may not pose a serious threat to young users who post videos of themselves singing and dancing and performing funny skits. There we go. All right, so here it is, and see there, this was Fox Business, and it's March 2nd. But it says parents of TikTok users may have been concerned about the Chinese-owned mobile video app in light of recent news. Is there any reason to worry? It says the main concerns surrounding the app, with an estimated 800 million users, about 60% of whom are between the ages of 16 and 24, are the ties to the Chinese government. Like we need something else with them right now, and the security. Um, you know, so hold on one second. Let's see. Okay, sorry about that. So, um, and like I said, I mean, I've seen a lot of people with the different TikToks, and but they're saying that and the thing is when you read into it, it looks like it does the same thing that all of the other different apps do. The same thing like Facebook do. The same thing. They all go in, and when you're signing up for these apps, you don't pay attention to it. You just click okay, okay, okay. But when you read into it, they use your you give them permission where they can go in and get all your information. They can share it and advertise to you based on the share. So if they got partners or anything like that, or any other companies that they have, they can use your information in your searches. So if they see you searching something, because we all say it's funny how we can be talking to somebody, or we can uh, look up something or talk to somebody and say, hey man, I need a red shirt. And then you look on all your social media platforms, and then boom, it's a bunch of red shirts being advertised to you from Walmart and Target and so forth. Everybody got a red shirt to offer you. A lot of that are in the terms and conditions with a lot of these apps that we use, and we don't think of it because when we use the apps, we just use them. When I used Facebook, I didn't sit and go and read all of the fine print. Maybe should have, but I didn't. I just got Facebook and I used the same thing back when MySpace first came out. Anybody old enough to remember MySpace? When it first came out, none of us sat in and said, man, let me read and go through the fine print and find the... No. I uploaded, I wanted to put my music and my pictures on there, and I did it. And I used it. And I, not a care in the world. So same thing with TikTok. I mean, TikTok is being brought under heat because a lot of people are using it, and it targets a lot of children, which is the big, a big problem with it. But at the same time, I mean, I'm enjoying seeing the different TikTok videos and so forth. It's just a reminder to any of us using this social media, any of these social media platforms, whether it's even these ones that I'm using to bring you these podcasts and so forth. To just be careful with them. Um, Take a review through the rules if you get a chance. I mean, right now while you're quarantining and chilling and you're bored looking for stuff to do, go through and read some of the laws on some of the stuff that you're signing up for, and you will see. And that goes to your photos. That's going to go to who's able to use how you look, your image, your this, your that. I mean, it's and you signing right up to it because you want to use the apps. It's almost like how they give you medicine. You know how your parents used to give you medicine back in the day. They'll put the ice cream, put the medicine, and put it in ice cream. So you take a bite of the ice cream and doesn't make the medicine taste as bad or whatever. Old school know what I'm talking about. Uh, so yeah, man. The passport's on hold. Like I said, we've seen a lot of these different. We've seen, in America, period, we've seen so many of these different flus. Like in 1918, I think that was the worst one, and that was the Spanish flu. And same thing. You said a lot of people wearing masks. They was recommending CDC or whoever was in charge back then was recommending the same thing. 6 feet apart, no more than gatherings of 10 people. No gatherings except for basics and essentials. So this has happened before. A lot of us are too old to remember because I mean, you're talking 1918. Good thing about what we got now is we able to find the information. We got our Googles and so forth, so we can go and get this information right away to find out. But a lot of this stuff has happened before. When Pearl Harbor happened, America went under martial law. It's a lot of things people don't talk about. Everybody say, well, America's never, well, we did go under martial law, and that was during Pearl Harbor. America went under martial law. I don't think that this is just me, what I think. I don't think that there's a lot of people, there's a million conspiracy theorists that's going to tell you a lot of, from what I've been seeing, I don't think that we're headed toward martial law. I think whatever this is, this big virus, whether it's from 5G again, or if it's coming from, it's just a real virus, it's just some worse than flu, whatever this thing is that's happening, at some point it will end. I feel that it will end and we will come out of it. Will we be the same? No, I think we either going to be better or worse. Probably better, because each one of these things that have happened in the past, what ends up happening is that's how we do draw the vaccines for these things. I know a lot of people have a lot of issues with the vaccines and the needles and the so forth, and the conspiracies about what they could put in them and does it cause autism and so forth. Those things I can't really answer you. I had to take vaccines. My kid takes the recommended. I don't give anything extra. I don't do flu shots. I don't do stuff like that. But if I have to do it, I mean, what else can you do? And they saying that that's what's gonna happen with the conspiracy theories anyway. That we're gonna be forced to take this vaccine and we ain't gonna know what to do, and they're gonna lock us down and they're gonna put us in the FEMA camps and they're gonna tell you you can't do this and you can't do that. Crazy thing about that is there had been some YouTube videos out there. Again, if you go look up Walmart FEMA camps, or Walmart and FEMA, or FEMA conspiracy Walmart, or Walmart concentration camps, anything like that, and you'll see. Oh, since this is even back from 2013, 14, that there was a thing to where you could see a lot of the Walmarts were constantly being torn down, or being put out of service, and they were reporting things like like there was one Walmart, I think it was in what is that, Milton, Texas, or somewhere like that, and they were this was 2014 or something like that, and they were saying that the Walmart had leaks and water damage and this and that, and they closed it. It's a big Walmart too, it's a huge one, and they closed it. And no one, and the people there said they didn't know nothing about a leak issue. They didn't know, but they abandoned it. And there's a couple of these, around the world. And there's even people that'll go on YouTube, and I've seen them taking pictures of them. It shows cages and barbed wires and, you know, um, pretty spooky, weird stuff that make you wonder, like, huh, it looks like this building is occupied. This is definitely a Walmart, but this ain't there's nothing in there. Look like it's somewhere where they just finna be putting a bunch of people at. You see cameras up, and the cameras are working and moving. So it's not like these are old. These buildings got barbed wire and stuff all on them, and it looks like a detention hall. These things really exist. What are they going to be used for? We don't know. Are they going to be used to hold humans? I don't know. Maybe Walmart finna get a whole lot of weird type of freight or something. None of us know. And the biggest thing that we can do now is, find a way to pray. Find a way to, this should be the time that you can read a lot more. Eat as healthy as you can. Drink as much water as you can. Try to get your vitamins in. All of that kind of stuff that you can do because the way I've learned in life and the way I've learned to survive and to make it in life was to take all of take the hits, take the mistakes, take everything that you know, put it all in there and observe. And I've been observing and observing and observing and observing myself, for years, to try to better myself, to try to, and in bettering myself, I had learned to let things go, or learn to let, if something is out of my control, enjoy what I can of it, and then the rest of it, let it go. It's either I'm going to embrace it and be down with it, or I'm going to let it go. And that's people, that's friends, that's relationships, that's anything. And that's how I treat it. I don't hold on to things. I don't hold grudges anymore. It's either I hold on to it, I just let it go. It is what it is. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Nothing worse than me holding on to it and bringing myself down and being more stressed out about it, right? So, I don't know. But yeah, so I think I kind of touched everything I kind of wanted to touch. And yeah, let me see. Oh no, something else I want to talk about. Yeah, this shit is it do one make you wonder about the conspiracy, because another thing that's happening is, and I'm gonna hit these last few points, and I think I'm gonna get on up out of here. Now you are seeing, and I've heard this from a lot of different people, where everywhere you go, they want to take your temperature. They want to take your temperature for you to go into the store. They want to take your temperature for you to, if you go to the doctor, let's say for your kid, and you say, hey, my kid's sick, well, they're going to want to take your and the kid's temperature. They want to take everybody's. When you go to the doctor, they take your temperature right off the back anyway. But anywhere, places you go, and everybody has thermometers and everything. They're ready to scan you and check you and see if you got this fever, if if you got a temperature, if they put a thermometer to you. They want to do all of these different things to you. And it just make you wonder, like, if this thing do get worse. Let's just go worst case scenario. So let's just say I'm totally wrong, and let's say they are trying to take over the world, whoever they are, and they are trying to, trick us and trick FEMA and CDC and all these people, and they're gonna make us take the vaccine, and they're gonna try to, decrease the population of the earth. And I could kind of see where people could get off, with those theories too. Because it is a real different, real scale. And they showed you real quick how they, could shut America down. And they are forcing people to, starting to force people to quarantine. They haven't hard enough though. I mean, they haven't, but at the same point, in some places around the world, they actually, one guy in Philippines told them he'll kill them if they don't want to, if they outside and they not at home. So he told them to kill them. If you see them, shoot them and kill them. If they outside and they ain't supposed to be. I'm pretty sure if you supposed to be quarantining, or he gonna shoot and kill you if he know you got it. That's coming to the United States. I feel that's coming to the United States only because people will not chill. People will not chill out, and I get it. It sucks. You got to be stuck at home. You can't really go everywhere you like to go. You're used to being out. Oh, I get it. For me, luckily, I'm an introvert. So being in ain't a bad thing to me. I'm usually always busy, but when I'm not busy, I'm in the house, just chilling. I've always learned how to be able to enjoy myself, but there's some people that just can't do that, and I'm not knocking them. Either way, but at the same time, you got to learn. You got to figure it out. And this is the time to learn to get back to reading. This is the time to let the brain digest. This is the time to, I mean, as much as you can get out of it. Don't get full of the internet and full of all of this conspiracy theory and this and this and that. Because, like I said, it's out of your control anyway. Whatever it is, it's out of your control. The best thing you can do is take care of you and your family. And the best way to take care of you and your family is to take care of your health, have a plan in progress of what you would do if things get worse, a worst case scenario, type of plan in place. Um, think about your food and your essentials. So I know everybody run into the grocery stores and they all want to buy the meats and the this and the that. Well, that's cool, and I'm doing it too. But at the same time, you need to have a plan too. You want to have a plan in place because we got all this food and we got everything going on. Now, if they were to, let's say the bad guys or whoever these people are, if they do want to shut everything off, think about how they can do it. So everybody at the house, everybody's at home. The only and the only communication you really got is everybody on the internet. Well, they cut the and then they'll cut the internet, right? So then there's no communication. Everybody's stuck in the house. Everybody's going crazy. Soldiers outside your home, all this shit. And so you really have no way to communicate because there's no internet. So it's not like I can email you on, GPS you, excuse me, GPS you or nothing because, the internet, it'll be gone. It'll go back to like it was before the internet. Then what do you do? What do you do to people that don't know how to read a compass, people that don't know how to read maps, people, none of that stuff? Because, say they take the phones away, they take the towers down, or they change them, or they knock them out. There's no internet. They take out the internet, that's going to kill a lot by itself, especially if they're trying to have a takeover. Then the only thing they got to do if they want you to come up out of the house. So let's say, most people are going to say, well, I'm going to stay in my house. I'm not doing nothing. I'm going to stay by my guns and this and that. Only thing they got to do is fucking flip the scepter tanks. If they flip the scepter tanks and have all that doo-doo and shit and piss and all of that shit, have it all coming into the houses, you don't think nobody going to go out? You think you going to sit in the house? You think you're going to stay in the house with a whole bunch of spoiled, rotten food? You think so? Again, and I'm not saying this to scare anyone. It gets scary when you think of it and you think of how serious it is. But I say all of that to say then there's no reason to really worry about it. Don't worry yourself about it. Have a plan in play, a worst case scenario plan, and some positiveness. If you're Christian, get the Bible, read it, learn it. Use this excuse to go learn your Bible. If you're a Muslim, use this excuse to learn your Quran. If you're Jewish, to learn the Kabbalah, whatever the different religion, whatever it is that you do, use this time to better yourself. Use this time to meditate. Meditate. Use this time if you like, I've been wanting to do this, and use this time to do it. If you got, it's a lot of us, shit, we got houses and things that ain't never been cleaned and shit like that. Well, it's the time. You got nothing else to do, this the time. At least it will give you something to take your mind off the depression stage of it. Today's Sunday, so you can't do nothing no way. So on the weekends, figure it's Sunday. You can do your church thing, and then figure something else that you just want to do around the house. You want to clean up. You want to play a board game with the family. You want to, read a book. You want to read up or research something. You thinking of a couple of businesses that you want to start, or how to start a business, or how to draw capital for a business. You got no idea about the stock market and why everybody's saying right now is the best time to go buy into the stock market. Here's the time to go on YouTube or go and get a book or whatever and learn about these things. You got old friends that you ain't talked to in Lord knows forever. Call them, check on them, see how they doing. There's a million things that you can do instead of sitting up in front of your TV, watching your CNNs, your Fox Newses, and your MSNB, watching all of that stuff, and letting it scare you to death. It's one thing if you can watch that stuff and that stuff doesn't really, like I could watch a lot of that shit. It doesn't really, I like to watch it to get through and see other things, and I like to keep an eye on what's going on and so forth. But, if that stuff's going to get to you, it's going to have you, ready to, sitting in a room with a gun cocked, smoking 1,000 cigarettes thinking that the world finna end, then you obviously need to find something else to do. And if you can't quit thinking about it and it's just scaring you, the best thing to do, research the information that's available. Don't go by your CNN and your MSCs and your digital. Research the information yourself. Go and pull up sources. Go and pull up the history of epidemics, and pandemics, and and pandemoniums and so forth. Look them up. Look them up over a history of time. How did we recover from them? How were vaccines drawn? Why do we use vaccines? Do vaccines usually work? You got all this time. You got nothing but time. If you see shit that's scaring you, well, pull it right on up. Pull it up. If it's scaring you, man, pull it right on up. Pull it to the forefront. And with you just pulling it straight to the forefront, you at least the least that you can do, if you just go ahead and pull it right on up, pull it right to the forefront, you take the fear out of everything. Because see, when you start taking the fear out of stuff, it changes. You change everything. If you can take the fear out of it. So if you read about it and you kind of know about it, then you may not be as fearful as right now. You may not be as scared right now. If you research it and you research some of the information, it'll take some of the fear out and it gives you something to do. And again, when you research, you don't use one piece of information or one source. So you go to this source, then you may go to this source. You may look here, this website said, and you go get replicable sources, but even through them, let's say you pull 4 or 5 different replicable sources, go through them 4 or 5 and then find the best story that makes sense and that resonates with you. Read them, weigh them out. You got all of this time to do that, and that's what you can do. Even with this fear, this may be the time that your ass actually learn about a virus. You may come out of this and go to school and say, man, shit, you know what? I think I fucking want to be a nurse, or I want to be a doctor, or whatever it is that you can do. Use this time to build on it. Don't let it build on the fear. Don't let it build on the fear. Find something to do, and if it's just gonna scare you to death and you just can't take it, then go find. There's other things to do. There's other things to do. I mean, we all got millions of movies. I mean, all of us got the Netflix and the Hulu's and the. We've got this thing called the internet where we can go wherever we can go. I would just if you got to get away from it, find a way to avoid it that way, because you really can't. The truth of the matter is, to everybody's defense, you really can't avoid it. I mean, it's it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's all everybody's talking about. It's what's on everybody's mind. But at the same time, if you educate yourself about it, then you're not as fearful when someone says, if you questioning this 5G and what they saying about 5G, pull up the 5G. Don't just wait on somebody like me to tell you, or these people on the internet and all these YouTube shows. If you at home and you ain't doing shit, instead of listening to it, pull it up, Google, look through it, read, figure out, and find the information that you want to know, whatever it can do, because the worst thing you want to do is be worried and have worry on your brain and stress on your brain in a situation where everybody's telling you to build up your immune system. Worst thing that can happen to an immune system is a worrisome spirit. If you're worried every 5 minutes, you're scared, you're thinking, this gonna happen, that's gonna happen, my life gonna be bad, this is over, and this gonna. If that's how you're thinking, you may break down and make yourself sick, and you may just catch the common cold, but you don't worry yourself and got yourself so scared, and you scared that if you sneeze or you cough, you gonna make yourself almost think that you dying of this damn virus. You're gonna make yourself think that you're dying of this virus, and you're not. That's the thing, you're not. So, like I said, I say that to say all of that. I am going to, I'm gonna get ready to get on up out of here and let y'all do y'all thing. I think I done hit my coming up on my hour mark. I'm gonna drop another one of these this week, probably like Wednesday or Thursday. I'm gonna try to find out some more information on the stimulus package and all of that. I know that's the information everybody's trying to figure out, but I think what I gave out was the gist that everybody got right now. So I try to keep y'all posted there. And again, if you got any music, you got anything that you want to hear, or anything like that, or even topics to talk about, man, you can always email me, and that's MackWorld. That's MackWorld 2020 at gmail.com. That's MackWorld 2020 at gmail.com. And you can send me whatever. I can talk about whatever. I may even do a live show this week. I'm thinking I may go live like Wednesday or Thursday, and it may be like a early morning live type of thing, or maybe like a midnight early morning type of thing, because I see a lot of people be up, and a lot of people on social media at that time. A lot of people up saying, hey, I'm up, I'm bored, this and that. So I may be making some shows that I can drop around that time, or just maybe up and be live, and I may have even like a call-in number or something, and let some people call in, and we can chat this thing out. And I don't know, we're gonna try to get through here, man, but that's gonna be the thing there, man. The Quarantine and Chill podcast, the Jonnioe Mack Show. It's your boy Jonnioe Mack, and man, I'm gonna close this joint out with this Project Pat, this track, man, featuring Project Pat and Fiend, Hold Me Down. And until the next time, until the next show, man, y'all make sure y'all hold me down. It's your boy Jonnioe Mack. Let's do it.
You're listening to the Jonnioe Mack Show, bitch.
I'm just trying to stuff paper in my pocket like a school locker. I'm just trying to run a play and dodge a blocker. It could be a hater, dog, or maybe a car, but I get the ups on you like a record deal. I drop you, straight pop you. I'm busting if my life in danger. Extendo clip got 30 hitters coming through the chamber. I'm just getting to the money, getting to the bread. Your girlfriend looking crazy cause I burn her head like a cigarette. I don't indulge in bullshit. Talk money like Creflo Dollar. I just ain't in the pulpit. Falling like KD, legend like Dr. J. Blowing gas with my knees. We shoot the shit and
they
shoot
all call
the
me up when it's crunch time. Yeah. Fuck with me tough when I touch down. Hey. I kept that bass in the pipeline. I conquered shit in my lifetime. I kept my head above water. Although niggas, they was pushing me down, but they can never hold me down. Now. They can never hold me down. No. And you was finna let me drown. So I don't wanna hear this sound. No. I live my life through the wire. Threw them off with these punchlines. You probably wouldn't even believe me. I did it all on one lifeline. They can never pull me down. Woo. They can never pull me down.
Yo, check me out, track. Hey. My band-aid disappear like magic. What is this wizardry? Took cocaine, was turned to crack. Had no concern for chemistry. Pray the Lord gon' forgive me. Trap my brain into delivery. My every win to a misery. You reach the short, can't get the middle. Time for the total pole like snow patrol. Yeah, I try to set him blow like I know his nose. You Mr. Lil Homie there smoking cold. He wanna hear the go. Head busted on treasure. Proudly work for undercovers. Pop a put up in the bubble. Run first out of trouble. You act like mama never loved you. Abracadabra. Catching my mattress up. I was a trafficker. Was passenger. First you see it, now you don't. Money will be after, son. Fuck that government shutdown. About to go and buy me a bus down. Ball for breakfast, it's lunch now. I came for the win, baby.
They all call me up when it's crunch time. Yeah. Fuck with me tough when I touch down. Hey. I kept that bass in the pipeline. I conquered shit in my lifetime. I kept my head above water. Although niggas, they was pushing me down, but they can never hold me down. They can never hold me down. No. And you was finna let me drown. So I don't wanna hear the sound. No. I live my life through the wire. Threw them off with these punchlines. You probably wouldn't even believe me. I did it all on one lifeline. They can never pull me down. Woo. They can never pull me down.
to the Jonnioe Mack Show, bitch. You listening to the Jonnioe Mack Show, bitch. You listening to the Jonnioe Mack Show, bitch.